Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Thank you watching this video. In this video I will teach about physics. First of all, I will describe about physics syllabus, and then I will describe about paper pattern. First of all, these topics and chapters are included in your syllabus for 2021 to 2022. Blowing these detailed syllabus on the 9th class physics. In the syllabus of physics, the following chapters and topics of 9th class are included. Chapter 1, Introduction, and these are topics we will study. Chapter 2, Measurement, these topics we will study. And Chapter 3, Kinematic of linear motions, these are all topics here you can see. These will be study. Again, Chapter 4, Motion and Force, these are all topics also included in your syllabus. And Chapter 5, Vector, you can see here all these topics are included. And Chapter 6, Introduction, Equilibrium, Introduction, Parallel Forces, and these are all topics you can see here. These are also included in your syllabus. Now Chapter 7, Circular Motion and Gravity and Gravitations. Chapter 8, Work and Energy, these are also topics here are also included. Now Chapter 9 is not in your syllabus. Chapter 10 is in your syllabus, Properties of Matter, you can see here all topics. And again, these are also topics of Chapter 10 include. And Chapter 11, Heat, these are all topics you can see here include in your syllabus we will teach. Okay, total 10 chapters are included in your syllabus for annual examination 2021 to 2022. Okay, I will show you paper pattern, which type of paper pattern are for 9th class. Okay, this is a board of secondary education model paper. You can see here, physics for class 9th, total 60 marks for theory, and 15 marks will include from practicals. Now 60 marks divide into these parts. Section A, 12 marks. Section A is a MCQs part, and 12 MCQs. Each MCQs is equal to 1 marks. Okay, and total 48 marks. You can attempt 48 marks from section objective, which is divided into section B and section C. 30 marks from theoretical parts, and 30 marks and which is divided into also two parts, theoretical and numerical parts. You can 5 questions from this part, and which is equal to 3 marks each question, and 5 questions you can attempt from this part, which is a numerical part, and each numericals equal to 3 marks. Okay, and the section C, which is descriptive answer question part, which is 18 marks, and total 3 questions you can attempt from this section, and total 5 questions are here. You can attempt any 3 questions from section C. And practical, which is also include 15 marks, and 3 marks from general, viva 4 marks, and practical 8 marks. Total 15 marks are included from practicals. These 8 practicals are involved in your syllabus from 1 to 8. You can see here, these are the numericals, these are the practicals. These will include in your syllabus. Okay, and the total time you will attempt these questions. Section A is compulsory. The multiple choice questions you can attempt in 30 minutes. 30 minutes for MCQs. 12 MCQs you will attempt in 12 MCQs attempt in 30 minutes, and total time for whole paper is equal to 3 hours. And section C, and objective which is equal to 2 hours 30 minutes, and total time 2 hours 30 minutes. You can attempt objective paper in this interval of time. 48 marks you can attempt. It is equal to divided into 2 parts, practical and numerical parts, and 30 marks is short answer questions and 18 questions from long questions. Chapter 1, Introduction. In this chapter we will learning about what is physics, importance of physics in daily life, contribution of Muslim and Pakistani scientists. These 3 topics we will discuss in this video. First of all, we will learning about physics. What is physics? And physics, the word physics come from the Greek word physiskos, means natural. It is defined as the science which deals with the interactions of matter and energy. You know what is matter and what is energy. Now, for example, when we take examples, solid objects is the matter, and we convert solid objects into liquid with the help of energy, which energy is in the form of heat. The both interactions of solid and liquid, solid into liquid due to the interaction of energy, and again solid convert into gases when we give more heat up, that will we give more heat, and the gases which convert into plasma form, this is called plasma, and due to the interaction of energy. These interactions of energy, matter and energy is called physics. For example, if you add energy to ice cube made of water, it become liquid water, and if you add even more, for example, if you add ice cube of water, it become liquid, and if you add more energy, it becomes steam. Okay, this is a example of physics. And when we know about the nature of physics, Allah Almighty created this universe billion of years ago with the single word be, and at once it come into began into several principles, laws and situations to its functions, and these laws and situations we will create and we will study in physics. These laws are known as the laws of natures. Okay, now again we will study about the physics and its branch. Now first of all, main branch of physics is given below here. Mechanics. You know the word mechanics is come from the word mechanics is the motion. We will discussions about the motion of objects without reference of force. Okay, without reference of force is called mechanics. Actually mechanics is the branch, and it's against 2 types, kinematics and dynamics. We will study in further again next chapters. We will discussions kinematic and dynamic. Actually mechanics is the branch of physics deal with the study of motions of objects, and which kind of motions we will discussion in kinematic and dynamic. Now electricity, the word come from the electricity. You know that electricity is produced and due to the charge flow of a charges flow, and is concerned with the phenomena and effect related to electric charges, and this is the called electricity. Quantity of a charges is depend upon the how to produce electricity, and their properties and their how to produce electricity we will study in electricity. It is the branch of also physics. Now electromagnetism. Electromagnetism, the word electro and magnetism is the 2 words. Electro and magnetism is the combination of electric and magnet. The electricity can be produced due to the magnet, and magnetic field generated due to the electricity, and we can create a magnet due to the give electricity to the materials, and it produce electricity and it produce magnetic field. This magnetic field attraction or repulsion depend upon the how to intensity of a electric field. It deals with the observations, principle, laws and method that relate electricity and magnetism. This is electricity. Electromagnetism is the branch of physics also. Solid state physics. It is solid means solid object state physics, which means discussions about the solid objects. It concerned with the structure properties of solid materials. In we will discussions about solid structures, for example metals and how to made it, and their atoms and their structure we will discuss in solid state physics. Next, atomic physics. The word mean come from the atomic physics. It's concerned with the structure and properties of atom. We will discuss about the atomic properties and their structures of the atom. We will discuss in atomic physics. Now, nuclear physics. The branch is concerned with the structure, properties, and reaction of nuclei of atom. For example, hydrogen atom. It is a hydrogen one nucleus and one proton and one neutron. We will discussions about their properties and atoms. These atoms we will discuss in nuclear physics and their interactions and their structures. Plasma. Word plasma is the fourth state of matter. It is ionic form of matter. It concerns the properties of highly ionized atoms. Ionizations means the charged particles, forming mixture of bare nuclei without electrons and electrons, without electrons, nucleations and their charges. We will discuss in plasma physics. Biophysics. It concerned with the application of physical method and explanation to biophysical system and structure. We will also discussions in biophysics, again branch of physics. We will discussion the structure, biophysical systems and their properties. We will discuss in biophysics. Astrophysics. Astro means we will concern with the astronomical bodies. For example, astronomical bodies means stars, planets, galaxies. We will discuss in astrophysics. And planets, how to planets away from earth and the distance between them we will measure in astrophysics, and we will study how many planets and how to star elimination and how to speed of light travel. This type of studies we will in astrophysics. Okay, now let's move to importance of physics in daily life. Next topic. In our daily life we have many things routine, but the seldom thing now about made several electric applications in our home. For example, now electric bulb, electric refrigerator, air conditioner, juicer, grinder, all these electric powers used to buses, railway, charges, aeroplanes. These are we used in our daily life. These are inventions of physics, and these applications and their use is very important in our daily life. It is also invention of physics. Electric fan and how to work it, electricity, how to produce electricity, and refrigerator, how to refrigerator work. And these are useful in our daily life and we will commonly use. These are the importance of in our daily life, and these are invention of also physics. Okay, scientific method. For example, scientific inquiry to gather information about the world. They follow process is called scientific method. First of all, observation. First of all, I'll take it in this picture. This table you can see observation, questions, hypothesis, prediction. Hypothesis: the classroom is too warm. This is observation, we will observe. Question: why the classroom is too warm? This is question produced due to observation. And the hypothesis will be create the classroom is too warm because no one turn on the air conditioner conditions. This is the hypothesis, this is the reason. And we will predictions. We will prediction, if the air conditioner is turned on, then the classroom will be no longer too warm. This is prediction. Now these are the hypothesis, and I will give you example. Scientists inquiry and gather information about the world. They follow a process is called scientific method. Process typically begins with the observation and questions that the scientist will research next. The scientist typically perform some research about the topic, then and the advice and hypothesis. Then the scientist will test the hypothesis by performing experimentally. Finally, the scientist analyzes the result of the experiment and draw the conclusion. Conclusion. Note the scientific method can be applied to many situations that are not limited in science, and the method can be modified into suit and situation. Consider an example. Let us say that you try to turn on your car, but it will not start. You undoubtedly wonder why will the car not start. You can follow the scientific method and answer this question. First off, you may perform some research to determine why the varieties of reason and why the car will not start. This is hypothesis. Next, you will state hypothesis. For example, if you may believe that the car is not starting because it has no engine oil, this test you will open and the hood and the car and examining the oil level. This is experiment. You observe that the oil is acceptable level, and you thus conclude that oil level is not contribution to in your car's issues. This is theory. And prediction, the troubleshoot to issue further. You may be devised new hypothesis, test and then repeat the process again and again. Not contribution into your issues, again and again. This is a law. So first of all, scientific method observation is the first method to observe observation, and you can observe the things how to work it, and also these situations create hypothesis, experiment, theory and law. Scientific work most important thing is observation. Observation are taken very carefully and systematically. In this way, possible information and are gathered about physical phenomena under investigation. Keep these observations in mind. Scientists make some hypotheses or postulates to explain the phenomena. A hypothesis is a notice of scientist on the try of explain the phenomena. He design a theory basic of hypothesis and give the elaborate explanation about the phenomena. The theory is checked by experience. If the theoretically and experimental result agree with each other, the theory is regarded correct, otherwise it is discarded. On this way, the investigation of problem in physics. Sometimes scientists present theory on the basis of rational reasoning and predict some phenomena to take place under certain condition. Experiments are designed to test the theory. Again, it predict result obtained. The theory is supposed to be correct, and then the theory become law. And the law is statement regarding to behavior and nature, which explain observation, experiment, past, and predict can be expected of the nature. Okay, these 6 steps you can understood. Okay, I hope. Now let's start to next contribution of Muslim and Pakistani scientists. First of all, Abu al-Hussein ibn al-Hatim. This was a Pakistani scientist. Abu al-Hasan ibn al-Hatim was born in Basra, a renowned city in Iraq. He was a great scholar of physics, mathematics, engineering, astronomy and medicine. He wrote a book on the various subjects. His book on optics we will study in slide. Kitabul Manazir, great repetition among scholars. In this book, he criticized the theory about the nature of light presented by the great philosopher of past such as Ptolemy and Euclidean. He was the courage that refuted his theory on practical ground. Okay, now it's now about the Abul Hasan ibn Hasan inventions. He invented a pinhole camera, and with he is obtained an image on the sun eclipse. He gave 2 laws of reflection. You can see here a reflection about the out research on the formation of image by spherical mirror. on the formation of image by spherical mirror. This is the pinhole camera is the real picture, and the real picture and a ray diagram. Here you can see an object. When the ray of object enter from the hole pinhole, this image form inside the object which is erected. It's erected image inside the pinhole camera. Image on screen, image on upside down. It is the pinhole camera is the invention of Abul Hasan ibn al-Hatim. Now it's the more inventions about Abdul Hasan, about discussions about the Abdul Hasan. Another important principle, he discovered that the ray of light passing through a medium take a path which take the least time to travel. Light's the property of light is that light travel in a straight line. Now the light travel in this part is true path, nearby path. This is the imaginary path. Now actually path is the A to B. This is the straight line of a path of a light travel from straight point. This is the other principle of Abul Hasan. Now the Abul Hasan, he gave two law of reflection and carried out the research of the formation of image by spherical mirror. Spherical mirror you can see here, and law of reflection, incident ray and normal ray. When the ray of light enter and outside, these are the angles between incident and reflection is also equal. This is also invention of Abul Hasan ibn al-Hatim. Two laws. Spherical mirror is a mirror which is you can see here, which is used many applications in our daily life. For example, we can use in our vehicles for the seeing backside of objects and backside of vehicles, and it is and used in roads, banking, which is safety for traffic control, which is also invention of spherical mirrors. And we can use different objects. Okay, Abul Hasan ibn al-Hatim inventions a spherical mirror for the image formed by spherical mirror. Use the pinhole camera and law of reflection. This is the invention of Abul Hasan ibn al-Hatim. Now next our great scientist Dr. Abdul Salam. Dr. Abdul Salam was born in Jeddah, a city in Pakistan, in 1926. He was a very intelligent from a very childhood. He passed the very examination with the distinctions. Because of his good performance in education, he was awarded scholarship for the higher studies in UK. He come back in Pakistan in 1950 after independence of Pakistan in 1950, but he again went to UK promote his research work. He was a study in UK, therefore again he go to complete his research work. Therefore he went to UK for again research. He was awarded Nobel Prize in Physics in 1999. His work was grand unification theory. I will describe later what is grand unification theory. He established International Center of Theoretical Physics at Tresta, Italy, where scientists from the developing countries are provided opportunities to augment their research works, in which they are engaged their own countries by joining the elites of physics. Of course, he was the assistant of Pakistan and will remain the heart of learning circle. Now this is the great scientist, and with the most important work is grand unification theory. I will tell you what is grand unification theory. Okay, a grand unification theory is a model in practical physics in which high energies three gauge interactions of the standard model. Three gauges of interactions of standard model comparing the electromagnetic. You can see here electromagnetic, weak. You can see here this is the weak, and strong. This is the strong. Merge into single force. He described about these three forces merge into a single force called strong force. This force is called grand unification theory. Tell about these three forces are we can merge and make a combined forces called strong forces. He gave Nobel Prizes in 1979 due to the invention of grand unification theory. What is weak forces? Now You can see here a model of atom. For example, radioactivity beta decay is due to the weak interactions which transfer neutron into proton and electron into neutrino. This is the beta decay due to the weak interaction forces, because beta emissions from the radioactive element is due to the weak interaction forces, and they emit now strong interaction forces. You know that proton are present inside the nucleus, where for example helium 1 proton, helium isotopes deuterium 2 protons, helium. And now we will do discussion about hydrogen. Helium has 2 protons. You can now the why 2 protons are attached to each other due to strong forces. Proton have positive charges. When you try in your home to take your 2 magnets and close to each other of opposite same sides, you can feel the repulsions between them. Now these 2 charges, the attractions, repulsions, they combine in the atoms due to the strong forces between them. These strong forces called nucleus helium atom. The 2 protons have same charges but still stay together due to the residual nuclear forces. This is a strong force. And the light electromagnetic charges. The electrodischarge charges due to the throwing of clouds into sky due to high clouds and winds to produce a high electricity due to the collisions of clouds into space, and they produce spark and electricity. This is the electrostatic discharge travel between the charge regions. These 3 forces discussions in grand unification theory, and the invention of this physics is the great scientist Dr. Abdul Salam. Now take a give the below few possible answers. Each statement identify the correct one. Now, Ibn al-Hatim contribution toward nuclear physics. Answer C. Answer C is correct. Answer optical. Name the Muslim scientist who was the born in Basra and made several discoveries on music was Al-Burani, Al-Kandi. B is the answer. B is correct. Abdul Salam was awarded in prize or the work in their grand unification theory. Now, next, fill in the blanks. Physics is the branch of science which deals with the properties of matter and energy, interaction between them. Science is the common heritage of all mankind. Knowledge is the legacy of all believer. Laser is the field of atomic physics. Al-Biruni was the method of determining the longitudinal and latitude of the place. What is longitude and latitudes? Longitude means the that the Earth is divided into 4 sides: south, north, south, east, west. To distance from south to north we will discuss in latitude, and south east to west we will discuss in the distance of east to south, east to north, east to west. This is called longitudinal. For homework, you can write these questions. What is the Biruni was Western scientist, and start briefly scientific work of Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan in the field of nuclear physics. These 2 questions of answers in page number. You can open your book and page number Al-Biruni 9, page number 9 and page number 10. Page number 9 and 10 you can see there. Okay, page number 9 and 10. Page number 9 and 10 you can see there. Now let's start. Okay, thank you very much. All of you. Allah Hafiz, take care.